Hello and welcome to a Thursday edition of Zack Miller Says. I'm going to say it, your homeboy, Zack Miller. I'm super pumped to be here for what is likely the greatest couple of minutes of your life, or at least today. At least that's what I would hope. So, something that I see a lot of people do and struggle with is frequency or longevity of a campaign. And in this word that I'm going to use as a campaign, I'm going to say that a campaign is any type of content or measurable data point or production of some sort of material that you're doing, like an ad or a blog post or a video or a podcast or an Instagram, whatever, all of those things. By the way, I like to say the word things because I forget what to say with it. So with all of these types of campaigns, let's just call them, most people will post them. Well, first of all, let's make the assumption that they don't have a big community or network following them. And they're trying to grow that community or following. And so what they do is they build it, just like the Field of Dreams, and hope that people will come to it. Yes, there's best practices and keywords and all kind of search engine optimization that we've gone over before and we'll go over again in the future. But most people will post something, build that thing, post it, and hope that it gets seen by 1 billion people. And then when 3 people see it, they say, it didn't work. And while that is a factual statement, it didn't work. But that doesn't mean that it's not what people are looking for. It just means that you probably have not done enough to, number one, let that thing be seen, let that piece of content be seen. And then number 2, you probably didn't give it enough time to be seen. Now, oftentimes people will judge and grade themselves against the super elites, which most people are not. And so they'll say, who is their biggest competitor in their market, and they're trying to get, 1 million views on something. And what they don't realize is that that is a very difficult thing to gauge against, to grade against, because that person or that brand or that personality or identity has a frequency of, or a longevity that is a heck of a lot more than you probably. And so what people tend to do, I have seen, is they will post something once, that's it, and hope that the world sees it afterwards. And what they realize or don't realize is that it takes a lot to get something to be seen. So what I recommend doing is giving something at least 60 days, 1/6 of a year, 60 days to figure out if it's working or not. Why? Because if you can push that thing for a duration that's longer than one time pushing it, you're going to learn a lot from that. So let's say you have a blog post, you write it, it's amazing, it's 1,000 words, it's about how to do hair that is so radically awesome like Zack Miller. That's the title, boom. And so what you do is you want people to visit that website, that's the most important thing. And in that content, what you want to do is maybe pull out specific and smaller nuggets that you can use on just a social post, and then get the people trying to drive that small impact nugget to then go to the main post. Maybe you have a small email list. You can drive traffic that way. You could individually reach out to people, say, hey, look, this is how you have hair. This is how you style your hair like Zack Miller, right? Maybe you do micro videos on it. Maybe you go on a series of podcasts and you talk about that one specific topic, right? If you want people to see this thing, you have to show them in a lot of different ways. Remember, it takes 6 occurrences to be noticed the first time, and imagine having to do that on all these different mediums for people to see that site. And so there's a plethora, hundreds, maybe thousands of different ways, probably tens of thousands of ways that you can get people to go see that content that you want, right? Think about the movies that you see and how they promote, right? They promote a commercial on TV. They could promote commercials within commercials, right? You'll see them, you go to a different movie and they're promoting the other movie, right? One of the best businesses in the world that I think does a great job of promoting themselves is the WWE. So they will be promoting different events and things on their schedule during the current events that other people are consuming and watching their content. So I love to watch WWE to get ideas on how to promote other things. So I could right now be like, oh, if you like this podcast, you'll probably like my book. You should go check it out at, that website, which is roughly zackmillersays.com/anomaly, which is anomaly. Or you could just go, but I haven't done this thing yet. There's going to be a different site with just the book, but I'm still building that as well. But you do this to get people to go to the thing that you really want. It seems ridiculous, but that's a great way to get people to your site. And so, if you want something to work, I'm telling you it takes time, and I think that you should put at least 2 months, 60 days as that kind of caveat that it's going to take this long to be seen. And if you don't do that, what I think you will notice is that you're not going to be seen. It's not going to get the results that you want it to. So that's why it is imperative for you to recognize that it is going to take a lot longer than you think. So make sure to build that into your programming, basically. Make sure you know that it's going to take a lot longer than you think, that you have to push a lot more things towards it, a lot more promotions towards it, and give yourself at least 60 days, because in my expertise, that's how long it's going to take to actually get the eyeballs or the earbuds or the whatevers to see your thing, to consume the whole thing, and then hopefully engage with it the way that you want. So 2 months, at least, at a minimum, on the campaigns that you're doing. And always think of stuff as a big kind of, the goal is this big thing. This big goal is to get this blog post seen. And you have to do a series of smaller things in between it to get people to see it, to listen to it, to say it, to then go to that traffic, go to that site that you ultimately want them to go to. If you guys have questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments or email me at my email. It's my name at startwithhatch.com. Hope you guys have wonderful days. Peace and love. Thanks for watching this. If you love it, give it a love, a like, a subscribe wherever you consume. Super appreciate it. And if there's a piece of content that you want me to talk about, hit me up so I know what to talk about. Until next time, I'm out. Zack Miller, I'm out. Out. Peace.